Peaches, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your weekly pick a card reading as it pertains to love and relationships. I am using Mystic Monday's Tarot and the Water Crystal Oracle, and I'm doing a pick a card at the end of each one, 3 cards using Flower Therapy. Stack 1 is the deer, stack 2 is the bunny, stack 3 is the badger, and they're timestamped below if you want to skip right to it. If you'd like a personal reading all to yourself with no one else's energy involved in it, I do those in an email format. You can find those in my Etsy page. That's linked below. If you hear something that helps you out and gives you a different perspective on something, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you want to keep up with me every Saturday, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get started. Okay, if you chose the deer or stack 1, this is what your water crystal looks like, and it says healing, the right brain, energy, creativity. So in this deck, there's like different color cards and they mean different things. And this healing series was like he would play these certain songs from a certain album. I forget exactly how it is, but it's like this was connected to a song that it was healing the right brain. I don't have the guidebook in front of me, but it was, if you want to know whatever the album was or whatever it is, the piece of music that he was playing that got that crystal that was associated with the right brain and that creative process to heal that. I can look it up and let you know if you ask me in the comments. You have the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. Am I in frame? All right, I am. Okay, so with creativity in this relationship reading, I want to say think outside the box when it comes to your own healing. And that's what I'm feeling like with this 4 of Swords. When it comes to taking your own healing seriously, your own happiness seriously, and addressing and healing your shit. And we all have it, okay? So I think that we can forget how others, especially our partners, can be affected by issues that we perceive as internal or our own personal struggle. They are being affected and you might not have considered it. So creativity here is, to me, referencing a tendency to be unimaginative in the sense of being able to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Connecting to empathy. So empathy, I think a lack of empathy is a lack of imagination. So have you been looking at it from a self-focused angle? And while that may sound like, duh, I was just talking about focusing on healing your own shit, can you use your partner as a motivation or consider them or consider how they're being affected? Because it's like you're not an island, you're not in a vacuum. This 10 of Cups, you have a happily ever after card here. And this sprawls out in front of you once you take the time out to take care of yourself. And it looks like if you don't, if you keep framing this from this kind of limited view of an issue that's just inside business, that you don't see that if it's not a relationship issue, but that it's an internal issue, that it does leak out and affect them. And can you have that empathy? By not doing so, you risk resentment building up, and that can block this happiness. So healing yourself not only unblocks this abundance, this emotional fulfillment that's available and out there in front of you. So, but not only that, but so that you can be present to fully enjoy it when it gets here or as you create it. Don't let worry or, not taking the time out to heal yourself, being in too big of a hurry even, rob you of the present moment. It's like the present, this future that you're building, it's built now and it's built here. So it's worth it. All right, go ahead and set your intention for whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message for you. Not only is it built here, I want to say it's not just talking about a future that doesn't exist, that's being built here. It starts here. It's like the whole process is this 10 of Cups. It's the entire cycle here from beginning to end. And it is happening under your feet. It is happening every single day where you wake up. And so don't miss it. Card 1. Smile. Simply smile and notice the profound and healing difference it makes. Your partner may really need to see you smile. You know, sometimes it can, if I come home from work and I'm excited to see my partner and he's had a rough and hard day and you see that kind of, you can internalize. When someone doesn't smile when they see you, there's a way you can feel like it's because of you. Did seeing me not light you up? I feel like there's a way they might be taking it personally or internalizing, like, okay, so this internal struggle that has nothing to do with them. And that's what I'm hearing, that it has nothing to do with them, but they might be internalizing it, might be taking it personally that they can't fix it for you, or that being with them doesn't make it better. And that is an unreasonable expectation too, but can you consider that the way you're coming off might be being internalized by them? So that's where that creativity comes from, or comes in, is can you imagine, can you have empathy for how they might be seeing you? Can you step outside and see yourself from their eyes and how much they love you and how much they want to see you happy? And if you aren't, how might that be making them feel? Not that you're responsible for that, you're responsible for yourself, but as a creative exercise. Card 2, Sign from Heaven. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you'll be all right. And they did that too by giving you that 10 of Cups card. And, so it talks about your loved ones in spirit. This card, in the more traditional images of it, it's like, I think it's of like a crypt or a tomb, and there's a connection there to ancestors and to returning to like your family home, or to retreat to where you came from, to that sanctuarial type energy. Card 3, Magnify your intentions. Choose a specific goal to work toward. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help. Magnify your intentions. Intention setting is also a use of creativity, and so could you're using that creativity on one thing and not. So where I'm hearing that your energy being spread around too many ideas can be where worry has your energy scattered, and we're using creativity to focus on the one thing might be a better use of it. Okay, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Okay, if you chose stack 2 or chose the bunny, your water crystal looks like that. And it is healing, the thymus energy, happiness. And the other stack got this one too. This set of green cards in this deck, this series, it was connected to a certain album, some music that he was playing to the water to create that crystal. And so if you want to know what that is, I can check the guidebook. You should put that in the comments. You have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Worlds. All right, beautiful. Exquisite. So, this is saying to me, finding happiness and completion in balance and equality, give and take and reciprocity. I see you fighting to restore this balance and equality. But the Queen of Wands is like the warrior queen. Xena, the warrior princess. All right, sorry. I never actually saw that show. Where you may have taken all this fiery Queen of Wands energy and taken it to a single-minded pursuit to one extreme or the other in the past. I feel like you're seeing that happiness becomes more fleeting and elusive and ghost-like the further to the right or to the left of the bell curve that you get. And there's a discovery here that giving love is as pleasurable as receiving love. That it flowing in or out, it is the flow of it. It feels amazing to love as it does to have it bestowed upon you. The pleasure is in the movement of it, and the existence of it, and the flow of it. And as soon as it becomes stagnant, it just blinks out. Like particles that blink in and out of existence. It's as though you discover that there's no such thing as too much. And there's no reason to withhold it until you get some first. The more you give, the more you get. And it's like that in that you discover that there's this infinite supply that can sustain you forever. It makes you, what it does is it makes you irresistible. It's like, who wouldn't want to drink from that fountain, to be a part of that, to participate in that, and to be loved by you and to love you back? Because there's no withholding. There's no sense of it being finite or there not being enough. It comes from this balanced approach, that courageous act of loving yourself, that courageous act of being willing to love first and being willing to love without expectation, of being to love freely without condition, without treating it like it's the scarcity. Like if you give it, it'll run out. So it's like the world this is showing you completing a circuit, like you're a conduit, and it's like the love flowing through you is immediately available in the world to be returned to you, and in equal measure. It's like the Queen of Wands. And here's what I want to get to. Here's the point. The Queen of Wands chooses happiness in every moment. She chooses it moment to moment to moment, chooses happiness. She does not wait and sit back like a damsel for it to be handed to her. Okay. All right. Go ahead and set your attention for whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message for you. Let me tune in. All right, card 1. First step. Breaking down this problem into tiny pieces makes it easier to take the first step. Just like that Queen of Wands, go first, take that first step, choose it. The first step is making a choice, choosing your direction. I feel like there's a logic riddle there. It's like, what do you do first when you wake up in the morning and it's all these list of things, and the first thing you do is actually open your eyes? Card 2, cleanse your energy. When you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. That negativity, that's showing up here as, what's the word I'm looking for? Scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness. It might be scarcity mindset, scarcity consciousness. Anyway, card 3, new idea. Your new idea is divinely guided and is meant to be shared with others. Continue to work on it as you are on the right path. Yes. All right. And that is very validating here with this Queen of Wands. And she does follow those creative and intuitive impulses towards exerting herself and her energy and her will into the world. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Okay, if you chose stack 3 or chose the Badger, your water crystal looks like that, and it says healing, pancreatic energy, sympathy. Wow, all 3 stacks got this healing series of cards, which is connected to some music that he played for the water that made the crystal, related to that body part or whatever. So if you want to know what the album was or whatever music it was, put it in the comments and I'll look it up in the guidebook. There's lots of different types of cards in this deck, but you all 3 got this green border about the healing. So there's a lot of healing energy going on this week for everybody. You have the 9 of Wands, the Fool, and the Ace of Pentacles. So we've got healing and we've got this Nine of Wands. We're talking about someone that you do have a history with. This isn't someone new coming in, unless you've been dating several people casually for a while. There's a sense of like, this isn't your first day. So this is all about, though, you showing up. Showing up without expectations, ready to jump in with both feet and like put your money where your mouth is, as they say. Walking the walk and not just talking the talk. I see you getting outside of yourself, speaking on sympathy. There's a sense of overcoming a fear and reaching out, extending your hand or your voice or giving them something almost. I see you going from, like, there's a sense of like, of waiting, of being on the edge of your seat. Like, why won't they reach out to me? Why don't they call? Why don't they write? Why don't they? Yeah. And I feel like you're saying, you know what? I want this person in my life, so I'm going to. Let's do this. And the sympathy and getting outside yourself, being able to recognize that they might be... Have you considered the possibility that they're out there thinking the exact same thing and being in the exact same energy you are, going, why don't they call? Why don't they reach out? Why don't they write? And you could both just do that forever. So it's like taking the initiative. And so the key here is what unlocks this. This Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning, okay? And Ace of Pentacles and the Fool, it is a major new beginning. It's screaming new beginning. So it's like, this is the beginning and this is the key that unlocks it, right? Being open to anything, not doing something as a strategic path towards a specific outcome. It's as though, because of the mutuality of this Ace of Pentacles, of gift giving, of step taking, of creating a connection or a communication channel, and I think you're able to step outside, see that mutuality, and then step back in and step in, if that makes any sense. I'm also hearing the gift of giving, the gift in giving. It's like doing it to do it. Do it because it feels good. Doing it because you need to do it for you. You need to get it off your chest. You need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I tried. I reached out. I did my best. Whatever happens or doesn't happen, it's not because I didn't do anything, right? It's going to feel good to extend yourself. It's going to feel good to take that step, whatever happens or doesn't happen. Not because you want something from them. And if you can truly and honestly and genuinely do it in that spirit, that's the seed of this new beginning, okay? All right, go ahead and set your intention for whether you feel like some card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message for you. Oops. And let me tune in. Okay. Card 1. Take time for yourself. Enjoy relaxation activities that nurture your soul. So this, take time for yourself, nurturing your soul. This is going to be talking about doing what it is you need for yourself to build up the courage to do that. And so, okay, in order to do what I was talking about, to show up in that energy, to show up and to give of yourself without expectation of anything in return, you need to have a full cup and able to do that. You can't do that from a place of lack or a place of need. Or if you are in that state of emptiness or lack or need, then it's going to be impossible to reach out in a state of just pure benevolence, giving, generosity. So do what you need to fill your cup first. Or that neediness is going to be a fly in the ointment there, I want to say. All right, card 2. Let go of anxiety. Calm your nerves and you'll be able to hear the voice of your angels. I feel like that is talking about knowing when the right time, being able to listen to that synchronicity and tune in and get the go signal. And being in an anxious and fearful state is going to block that. Card 3, time to decide. Make a decision now so you can move forward. Okay. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you.